Hello everyone, my name's Xavier, and if you're like me, then you've probably bought a game or two, played it once or twice, then a shiny new game comes out, so you're like, I'll just play this new game just to try it out. And you end up beating it or getting bored of it. And then a new game comes out, and the cycle repeats, so you never go back to playing either of those games. Anyways, one of those games that you were probably able to snag on sale was Doom, the 2016 release. Well, guess what? I also got that game, and I also never beat it. So, I decided to finish it. And now, I'm here to ask a simple question. Should you finish Doom? So right off the back, there are three things I definitely want to talk about. That's gameplay, story, and the length of the game. But first, I would like to talk about the audio and the music in this game, because they do such a great job at it. So if you don't know, the music in this game is fantastic, and the music is heavy metal, or at least has a heavy metal tone to it, which encourages players to keep attacking and moving forward. Later on in the game, techno or other synthetic sounds are added to the music, but it suits the high-tech arena environment that you'll be facing enemies often. And the heavy metal tone still persists throughout the whole game. Other than that, everything else sounds great. The ambient noise, the weapons, and the enemies all sound great, but nothing really worth mentioning. Alright, so in the graphics department, everything looks great. The demons look demonic while not looking too different from other Doom games. The Martian colony and all its facilities are distinct from other sci-fi games. The only thing worth bringing up is the design of Hell, which is one of the greatest places to go to. In this game, not in real life. It's just that they did a good job at designing these stages, and the areas that you travel through in Hell feel small while making Hell itself feel huge, which is great. However, graphics isn't what's going to push you to finish a game. So let's go through one of those key points that I brought up earlier. So, there is something I have to tell you all. And that's that I'm not one of those guys who goes deep in the story. I take it for face value, meaning I take the story by what I see through gameplay and cutscenes, not by going through the encyclopedia or codexes. Side quests are okay, but diary entries are not. So, I do want to tell you the story about Doom, but in order to do that, I first have to go through some of the characters' background. And I know what you're thinking. Xavier, this is really boring. Don't worry, there's only 5 of them, and they're not that long. So the first person I want to talk about is Dr. Samuel Hayden, and he's like a robot or cyborg, I'm not really sure, but he's the CEO or the head of the research facility on Mars, and he's really there to react to a lot of the events that occur in this game. The next person I want to talk about is Vega, and Vega is an AI assistant created in one of these facilities on Mars. And he is like the assistant for Dr. Samuel Hayden and guides the player throughout most of the game. Now let's talk about the antagonist of the story, and that is Olivia Pierce. She was in charge of researching Hell at one of these facilities on Mars, and for one reason or another, she allies herself with the forces of Hell, which seems pretty cool. Next, we have her supporting cast, which is a character that we're really never shown. All we hear is a demonic voice telling her kind of what to do. And I guess that voice just speaks for Hell. Last is the Doomslayer, and this is the person you play as. And as far as we know, we were found in a sarcophagus by Olivia and Dr. Samuel Hayden in Hell. But you don't get much more detail than that. However, later on in the game, when you visit Hell, you do find out more about the Doomslayer. But I'll let you go through the game and find out more for yourself. Anyways, back to the story in this game. So without getting into too much spoilers, let me just address the outline of the story. So the game starts you off with a poem about anger management. Then you, the Doomslayer, awaken from a sarcophagus. You grab your armor and gear and try to locate the source of the demonic presence. But the scanner is broken. Oh no. So you have to find a way to fix it. You get on an elevator and are forced to listen to a speech by Dr. Samuel Hayden, and it's boring. He explains that he did what he did for the betterment of mankind. The Doomslayer, which is you, is like, hell no, and smashes the comm system. Now, equipped with a shotgun, you, the Doomslayer, are on the Martian surface looking for a way to fix the scanner. We then cut to the Doom guy trying to restore power to the scanner, when suddenly Dr. Samuel Hayden comes on and is like, nah, I blocked access to the scanner so you can't find what you're looking for. Instead, get this, he says, I'll give you the information you're looking for. Come to this place and we'll talk. Doom guy's like whatever and goes there willingly. At this location, Dr. Samuel gives you Argent energy, which is energy from hell, which the Doomslayer's armor is like nom 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 nom, eats it all up and gets an upgrade. Anyways, Dr. Samuel tells you that this whole thing started because of Olivia Pierce, a character who you've been seeing details about throughout the game.
Especially now. And what will be your final moments
At the end of the conversation, you find out that the Foundry has been overrun and it's about to melt down, which is bad for you and everyone else on Mars. So, the Doomslayer goes there, does a cartwheel, holding two guns, Matrix styles, and kicks more demon butt. You then stop the Foundry from melting down and find out it was Olivia causing the meltdown, so that she could rip open a portal between hell and this world. Now, equipped with the knowledge that it's Olivia who's causing this whole mess, it's up to you, the Doomslayer, to stop her by ping-ponging back and forth through this dimension and hell. So that's the story, and it isn't the best. And if story is what you're looking for, then I'm sorry, because this game doesn't have a strong one. Meaning, it's a game with literally 4 or 5 characters, and 1 or 2 of them may actually be interesting. Also, it takes place in 2 locations, Hell and Mars. I'm not saying that there is no depth to this game, but you may need to go through some Wikipedia entries, or maybe even through the in-game codex, in order to find out more. And I'm not going to do that for you. But when it comes to actually playing the game, it's one of the best first-person experiences I ever had. That's right, we're not done yet, because I haven't talked about the best part about this game, and that's the gameplay. So let's start off by talking about the movement in this game. And by this, I mean the constant running that this guy does. There is no sprint button because you'll always be running anyways. There is a crouch button, but you can forget about that because you'll never use it. However, you do get a double jump, which is great, but it's later on in the game, and it's double the gooder. Let me try that again. I mean, it's double the better. Oh, no, never mind. It doesn't work. Anyways, next we have the weapons and the weapon wheel. So there are only a total of 10 weapons, which isn't bad. Well, let me just explain. When all 10 weapons are unlocked, you will always carry them with you, which isn't new to the Doom games, but it's still worth mentioning. 2 of the weapons that you'll always be carrying have dedicated buttons to them, and that's the chainsaw and the BFG. Six of the primary weapons have alternative fires which can be changed at any time in the game. All 8 of the weapons can be upgraded. All this, and this guy doesn't even reload, making him into a total badass and properly naming him the Doomslayer. The demons in this game have like 3 different attacks, and it's no wonder how the Doomslayer was able to terrorize hell for centuries. There are also grenades and holograms in this game, but I didn't really need to use them, so I don't think you'll have to use them either. So next we have the weapon wheel, and some people may not like this feature, but give it a shot. It allows players to quickly change to any weapon easily, with a click of a button and moving to it. And yes, on a computer you can use the number row to change these weapons quicker. However, the added bonus to using the weapon wheel is that it slows down time as long as the weapon wheel is up. So, you can take your time and pick the right gun for whatever demon is in front of you. Not only are there great weapons, but this game also has a mechanic that I like to call the push forward mechanic. And it occurs whenever an enemy is staggered, and all you have to do is perform a melee kill on him and you'll see a cutscene, and then after the cutscene you're rewarded with health. This is a way to constantly keep the player moving forward and preventing them from having to hide behind cover. So this is pretty unique to the first-person shooter, and they do a great job at executing it. So to finally answer the question, should you finish Doom? The answer is yes, and that's because of the final reason that I originally said when I was going to go over this game. You see, what I originally said was, so right off the back, there are 3 things I definitely want to talk about, and that's the gameplay, story, and the length of the game. I've already talked about the story and the gameplay, but I haven't mentioned the length of the game. So if you've got Doom on your Xbox, PS4, or Steam library, you'll be glad to know that it took me about 9 hours to finish Doom. And that's with me playing on the hard difficulty and doing some exploration. It's not a long game, but it has an alright story, and the biggest selling point is definitely the gameplay. The length of the game also helps it out a whole lot, making this a really great game to play and a lot of fun. And you'll be glad to know that you won't be getting bored of it because of how long it is. So go download this game and play it like twice a week. You'll finish it in like a month. So that's it. Please encourage these videos by liking it, and for more future videos, please subscribe. I'm Xavier, and this has been Should You Finish Doom? Thank you for watching. Please support this channel. And yeah, have a wonderful day. And we're going to keep this thing going until